I do literally all of my cooking on the wood stove recently in the tiny house on wheels. I right now have a pot of snow. I just put it in there, and I am going to make some hard-boiled eggs on the wood stove. So I'm using snow melt. Now it's going to take a few trips outside because this full pot of snow is only going to be a tiny little bit of water in the bottom of the pot when it all melts down. But with the lid on, I am able to bring a pot to a boil. With the lid on, I can heat up anything. I can heat up a can of soup really quickly. I can bake and boil and heat anything on this wood stove now. So I'm quite pleased with how this is working out in the tiny house. I can heat up a cup of coffee or a pot of water or whatever. So anyway, like I said, tonight it's going to be boiled eggs on the wood stove, and I'll show you that as we go here. I'm using snow melt to boil eggs on the wood stove. Hard-boiled eggs. The water is boiling furiously. With the lid on, it boils. Without a lid, it simmers. This pot is my humidifier, and this is where I'm going to put my eggs in here in a minute. So forgive me, I'll have to put the camera down while I put the eggs in, and I'll be back in a minute and watch them float. So there, I've got my eggs in. Now, two of them cracked while I plopped them in, so they're going to seep out a little bit, probably. I had too much water in there. It's hard to calculate with snow melt how much water you need. And so anyway, I sort of touched the water and dropped the egg too sharply and cracked two of them. But look, it's boiling, it's simmering. And I'm going to put the lid on. And 10 minutes later, I should have some hard-boiled eggs on the off-grid tiny home wood stove. Pretty cool. Free energy, basically. And this wood stove is burning all day anyway. And cooking for free on the wood stove. Saving energy. Now I just put the lid back on, so it's going to probably come to a boil again pretty quickly. I might have to leave the lid off to simmer them. I'm going to bring it back to a boil, and then I'll take the lid off and then simmer them the rest of the time. Because otherwise that'll come to a rolling boil and start spilling over the sides. The stove gets nice and hot, and as you can see, the chimney temperature is not even that hot at all. I keep it at a low burn, but it is enough to boil water on top of the wood stove directly. See, that's a furious boil on my wood stove here. I've got to carefully pull it off. So I've got to remove that because I really don't want to bring them up to a furious boil. Got about 5 minutes left, so I'll let them simmer now with the lid off. In about 5 minutes, I'll have myself some hard-boiled eggs. This is free-range chickens from my own homestead, and using snow melt water to cook on the wood stove and burning wood that I gathered myself out of the forest nearby. Doesn't get more natural than this. This is the life right here. I'm gonna gather my eggs up. That's the best way to cool them. Cooked them with snow and cooled them with the snow. Forgive the sound off on the side there. It's my generator topping off my forklift batteries, my off-grid solar forklift batteries. So now I'm going to bring my eggs in and try them out. Sitting next to my computer, I have to laugh. I got movies, videos uploading, but look at that. They're chilled through and through. I tossed them in the snow, as you saw, and it chilled them straight through. From what I've understood, chilling eggs, it's called shocking them. If you toss them into the cold ice water right out of the boiling water, you toss them right into cold ice water and let them sit until they're chilled through. Then they peel easier. Now, also from what I've understood, is fresh eggs, and a couple of these are fresh out of the chicken this morning. Fresh eggs generally are tougher to peel, and the fresher they are, the tougher they are to peel, from what I've understood. And I've certainly had some struggles when I didn't have the convenient snow and ice to chill them quickly like this. But can't complain about this. Look at that. Freshly gathered this morning. Cooked on an all-natural wood stove with snow melt. Look at that. Well, I'm going to enjoy my fresh country hard-boiled eggs.